Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is June 21st, 2024, and Barcelona have announced the contract renewal of Marc Casado. Also, the pursuit of Marc Guiu is currently intensifying as another club has joined the race for the academy player. And finally, there is the possibility that Mika Faye could stay at the club. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and this is the Barca News live podcast, which is on every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where not only do I get to discuss the Barcelona news with you, but I also get to share your comments by reading them out loud, getting a discussion going. For those of you who'll be watching when Sorry, I'm really tired. When the podcast ends, I will be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through the discussion. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise like this t-shirt, make sure you hit the kickback. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. Both links for kickback and Bet Us are in the description. And if you click on them, you will be helping and supporting this channel. And you, in exchange, we'll get access to some pretty cool discounts, offers, etc. Especially now with the new season right around the corner. There's going to be new merchandise. And as far as the Euros, Copa America, if you want to bet, you can use Bet Us. Not just on that, you can bet on anything, UFC fights, boxing fights, you name it. Yeah, whatever you want. Again, links are in the description. Now, let's start with the news. Because there is some news. As usual, when there's a lot of small bits of news, I like to combine them together. So we're going to start the video with a combination of several news. Of course, as I have been doing for the past week or two, let's start with coverage of the Euros, because today Robert Lewandowski's Poland lost to Austria 3-1. They lost their last match against God knows who. I can't keep track anymore. So far, Poland has lost both of their matches. So they're not completely out, but they are on their way out of the Euros. So not good for Lewandowski, who, by the way, was subbed in the 60th minute. He missed the first match of the Euros due to injury. This match, he was subbed in the 60th minute, so he only played 30 minutes. And it looks like he could be playing his last match in a few days because, again, Poland has lost their second match in a row. Bad news for Lewandowski. Good news for us, because if Lewandowski does get eliminated in the group of stages, I'm so tired I can't even speak. Then that's good for us, because then he won't. There's less risk for him getting injured or getting exhausted or whatever. He'll just he'd go on vacation and then come back to Barcelona. Now the second bit of news, and this is why I'm tired, by the way. I watched the France versus Netherlands, and it damn near put me in a coma. It was so effing boring. Such a boring match. This is one of the most boring French squads I've seen in the last 20 years, 30 years. Snooze fest. Absolute snooze fest of a match with some controversy, because Netherlands did score a goal that was ruled offsides because I can't remember what player. I don't even care at this point because it's so boring. Was kind of like standing next to the goalie. And you know how there's a new rule when there's a player that's in an offside position, and even if the player doesn't touch the ball, but somehow influences the play, then it's considered an offside. I saw the replays. I didn't think he influenced the play at all. Yes, he's standing there next to the goalkeeper, but Xabi Simons' shot was so fast, so strong. There was no way the goalkeeper would have gotten to that ball. It's not like the Netherlands players was blocking the goalkeeper and prevented the goalkeeper from being able to stop the shot. There was no way that goalkeeper would have gotten to that shot. This game should have ended 1-0 in favor of the Netherlands. Terrible call. So it ended at 0-0, but either way, it was a terrible match. Boring fucking match. And the reason I bring it up, of course, because Jules Koundé is on the French team. And even though Frankie's not has been ruled out due to injury, that is his national team, and this is why I am covering it. By the way, France, and I said this last time, they're supposed to be one of the favorites. They do have some of the most talented players out of all the competition on their squad. They have arguably one of the best players right now in the world, who's Mbappe. Of course, he didn't play today due to his broken nose. I don't see it. They're supposed to be favorites. I don't see it. They did not convince me at all in their first match. They did not convince me at all during the second match. Honestly, they look like Barcelona. as sad as that to say. Lots of stars, no organization, no style of play, no identity, just 11 players improvising on the field. They're just trying to figure out what goes on. But not convinced at all with France. Right now, I'm actually more convinced with both Spain and Germany. They're looking like one of the very few teams who have arrived in this competition with an actual identity, with an actual style of play. You can see what they're trying to do on the field, and they're actually doing it. So those are my two favorites right now to win, Germany and Spain. Of course, in football, anything can happen. But I got to say, as far as France, highly, highly disappointed. Now, let's get back to actual FC Barcelona news, because the Barcelona Femeni have their new coach. And his name is Pere Romeo. Now, the current coach, or the former coach, Jonathan Giraldes, he led the Barca Femeni for 3 seasons. He had an incredible, successful campaign where he won 10 out of 12 trophies. 10 out of 12. That's an incredible rate of victory, including the historical quadruple that the Barca Femeni just won. Champions League. Where's my hand? There we go. Champions League, Women's La Liga, Copa de la Reina, and the Spanish Super Cup. So pretty amazing feat by Giraldes for Cups. Of course, he did announce that he was stepping down in order to join the Washington Spirits. That's the women's MLS team here in the U.S. based in Washington, D.C. I don't know anything about the women's MLS, so I can't say if it's a good team, bad team. But definitely a strange decision to leave the Barca Femeni, the greatest team in the world right now, to join MLS. But, it happens a lot with sitting coaches who want to, once they achieve everything there is to achieve, they win everything there is to win to a team. They're always looking for a new adventure. So that's what Jonathan Giraldes did. After 3 years, he stepped down, and he has now been replaced by Pere Romeo, who was his assistant. So he is familiar with coaching the women's team. He actually joined the Barca Femeni in 2021. So he was the assistant of Giraldes for 3 years. So he knows what he's doing. And before that, he had actually coached in academy in La Masia. He coached the under-8, I think, and the under-7 and the under-6 teams, including Gabi. Pere Romeo coached Gabi back when Gabi was a kid. That was too long ago, because Gabi is pretty young. But Pere Romeo was a coach in the academy for a few years. He left to go to Romania, came back, was the assistant at Barca Femeni, and now he has been announced as the head coach of the Barcelona Femeni. So we wish him the best of luck, and hopefully he can continue this incredibly successful campaign that our ladies are having, absolutely dominating the women's world of football. All right, let's do comments, and then we are going to talk about more academy players. Today is all going to be about the academy, by the way. Academy. All the news is academy, but that's okay. All right, let's see. Arnold, who says, "Hi, Mo. I'm very happy to catch the live podcast. Thanks for the good and hard work you're doing, keeping us updated about our lovely club, FC Barcelona, watching from Iowa." All right. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you for your awesome comment. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. And my hello to everyone in Iowa. Gia says, "Mo, if you had to predict what signings Barcelona will 100% make this summer, what would they be?" That's difficult, because right now it looks like we're going to achieve the 1-1. But let's see what exits we need, because we still need to sell players, right? But if I had to bet, if I was a betting man, I would say Nico Williams. Maybe that's just my wishful thinking. I think it's going to end up being Mikel Merino over Kimmich. And Flick is insisting on Frimpong. And right now they're saying that Barcelona could be open to that. We'll see. Now, of course, the priorities are the midfield and the left wing. So Barcelona are going to focus on that. Of course, there's also the priorities of registering Gabi, Balde, Roque, and Iño. Once all that's done, if there is enough money left, I think Barcelona could go for Frimpong. But Frimpong is looking very distant. For now, just bet my money on Mika and Merino. As of today, of course, things could change tomorrow. I don't know. God forbid Mika Merino gets injured and now Barcelona are in the market for someone else, or I don't know, something like that. Okay, let's see. Klaus, my man Klaus is always in the chat section. He says, hello. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you and to everyone else watching. And Trickshot Crowd says, hey, bro, not sure if you caught the Netherlands versus France match, but I'd like to report a criminal robbery on behalf of the Dutch. Yeah, definitely a bad call. But more importantly, a snooze fest. That match was just so boring. By the way, Copa America started yesterday. Argentina beating Canada 2-0. Not a good match by Argentina. I think they dominated really well. They created really good chances, but they wasted so many chances, including Messi, who wasted 2 clear shots at goal, face-to-face with the goalkeeper, missed both of them. Lots of wasted chances on behalf of Argentina. They still won, but they have to be careful because they were lucky they played against Canada, because any other team wouldn't have forgave them all those wasted chances, and they could have easily lost. But anyways, on to the next one. The next match of Argentina will be against Chile in New Jersey, which I will be at the stadium. I'm very excited to watch the Argentina match, and I'm very excited to see Messi play with Argentina. All right, let's do some news. We do have to do more news before we do more comment. But Barcelona have officially announced the contract renewal of Marc Casado, who will be signing until 2028. Now, Marc Casado's contract was set to expire in 9 days on June 30th. There was the option of Barcelona extending it by 1 more season unilaterally. However, Barcelona didn't want to do that. They wanted to reach an agreement with the player. At first, it seemed that Casado was kind of hesitant to extend his contract because he didn't really see any chances of getting, promoted to the first team. There was a lot of clubs in the first division after him, including Valencia. But then, as talks proceeded, he was finally he came around and decided that, okay, maybe renewal would be the best thing. Of course, I reported before that Barcelona had reached an agreement, and now it's official. Now it has been announced by the club itself, so it's 100% real. It's official. Marc Casado is extending his contract until 2028, and this is the caveat. He will have a first-team spot. So starting next season, Marc Casado will be a first-team player. He will no longer be a Barca Athletic player. Casado will become a first-team player. That was part of the agreement of his contract renewal. Now, what are the repercussions of this? Is that Sergio Roberto is getting closer and closer to leaving the club. Now, I know Sergio Roberto's contract expires also in 9 days. On June 30th, he was hoping to have his contract renewed. The club was going to renew his contract because Xavi Hernandez had requested it. But then came Hansi Flick, and he said, hold on, let's pause everything. I want to analyze everything and let you know. And since Sergio Roberto is not really a priority for Hansi, Barcelona said, okay, then it's not a priority for us. You can wait until August. We'll let you know if there's enough space on the wage bill. We'll renew you. If not, bye-bye. Of course, Sergio has already started looking for other teams because he can't wait all the way until the August. So what if Barcelona say no? Now it's too late in the window. You're left without a team. And now with the news that Marc Casado has extended his contract, it's going to be even less and less likely that Sergio Roberto will have a space on the first team, because pretty much what Sergio Roberto does, Marc Casado can do as far as, what's the word I'm looking for? As far as, wow, I'm so tired, I can't even think. As far as versatility, there we go. Because Marc Casado is a pretty versatile midfielder. He can play as a defensive midfielder. He can play as a center midfielder. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He can even play as a right back, as we saw. Rafa Marquez has employed him in that position. So Marc Casado is kind of like a younger version of Sergio Roberto, maybe more talented. I'm not sure. We haven't seen him with the first team much. But the news of Marc Casado renewing is definitely puts Sergio Roberto closer to leaving the club this summer. All right, let's do more comments, and then we will have to talk about another academy player who is Marc Guiu. Let's see. Livid says, hey, Mo, have you heard about the Frimpong rumors? I honestly think it's a bad idea because if we get Frimpong, then Kunde would go back to CB, which is a position I prefer Kouarsi to be in. Yes, I made a video about Frimpong. Flick has requested his signing. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but he prefers Frimpong over Cancelo, which I do too, because I'm not convinced with Cancelo. But it doesn't necessarily mean he would go back to CB. You can have Kunde and Frimpong alternating as right backs. Plus, it's rumored that Flick would like Frimpong to be also the alternative of Lamine Yamal. Because, because it seems that Flick is not convinced with Rafinha. Why would he? The guy cannot dribble past the cone. So he would also want Frimpong alternating with Lamine. So it doesn't necessarily mean that Kunde would go back to center back. Of course, it's all going to depend on what happens in the preseason. But again, the Frimpong thing is, for now, is just Flick telling the club, hey, I would like you to sign this. Besides that, there hasn't been any movement. The club has not reached out to the agent. Nothing like that. So for now, it's just an interest by the coach. Anthony says, Mo, what's up, man? Hope all is well. Hope you have seen Frimpong heating up. I like him at right wing, to be honest, to help Yamal. I've never liked Rafinha or Ferran. For 1v1s, need Nico on the left wing and Xavi Simons as a left wing cam or right wing. Simons doesn't really play on the right wing. He does play as a attacking midfielder and as a right wing. And we have a donation. Mustafa, thank you, my man, for the donation. But he says, I will be disappointed if Deco did not sign Nico. I really dream of watching Nico and Lamine playing together, creating tons of chances for us. Thank you, Mo. Mustafa, Nigerian, Minnesotan. All right. Mustafa, Nigerian, Minnesotan. Eminem. Let's see. Nico Williams, and I don't know why people keep forgetting this or missing this point, but people are all like, oh, I can't believe, I hope the club signs Nico and not Deco's. It's Deco who chose Nico. Deco has been wanting Nico before even Hansi arrived in the club. So is Deco's bet. It's his choice. He's the one who wants to sign him. Hansi Flick has said, that's a good signing. Let's do it. But it's always been Deco's idea. A lot of people are like, oh, I hope the club should sign him and not listen to Deco about Nico. I'm like, well, why wouldn't they listen to Deco about Nico? It's Deco's idea to sign Nico. But anyways, just wanted to clarify that. Let's see. And one more, and then we'll do more news. But Marcelu says, what's up, Mo? If you have time, there will be some MMA fight in Queens Saturday. Oh, is it going to be, oh my God, Rose Garden? Because if so, I'm always down to go. All right. Let's see. Let's do more news. Because we now have to talk about Marc Guiu. Because the interest in Marc Guiu is currently intensifying. Now, as I reported in a previous video, Sevilla were lurking around. They were interested in signing Marc Guiu. More so now because Sevilla are about to lose two of their attackers. The first one is Rafa Mir. Rafa Mir is set to leave Sevilla and sign for Valencia. The deal is almost done. Just need some signings and it's done. And now Al Nasiri, Sevilla's most important attacker, seems that he wants to leave the club. So therefore, Sevilla will need to reinforce their attackers, and now their interest has materialized in Marc Guiu. They definitely want to sign our academy player, especially since Marc Guiu's contract, which expires in 2025, has a €6 million release clause. So an incredibly low release clause for an attacker with lots of potential. And Sevilla are ready to activate that release clause if they can convince the player to join them. But that is not all. Chelsea, the club that will sign anyone with a heartbeat, have also joined the race for Marc Guiu, and they're also interested in activating the €6 million release clause of the academy player. Why? Because it seems like Chelsea are in the business of collecting players. They don't care what kind of player it is, how good it is, what position he plays. I think it's Todd Bowley. He's American. He's the one who owns Chelsea. I don't think he understands how football works. So I think in his mind, he probably thinks the rules of football is whichever club can sign the most players wins. I think that's how it is. Someone should explain it, Todd Bowley. That's not how the sport works. It's actually, you got to go on the field, 11 versus 11. Whoever scores more goals wins. Because I'm pretty sure Todd Bowley thinks whoever signs the most players is automatically the champion. Sorry, buddy, that's not how it works. But anyways, Chelsea are also interested in Marc Guiu. And where does the club and the players stand in all this? Well, Barcelona still want to renew Marc Guiu and factor in negotiations with the player. Right now, they want to extend his contract. They want to give him a higher release clause. And as far as the player, he wants to stay in Barcelona. His goal is to stay in Barcelona and renew. Now, as far as the club themselves, if they are successful in renewing Marc Guiu, the plan is that if Barca Athletic get promoted to second division, hopefully they do, then Marc Guiu would stay put with Barca Athletic. Because, it would be progression, right? Because technically, Marc Guiu is not even a Barca Athletic player. Technically, he's a Juvenil A player, an under-19 youth team player. But he's so good, he's been alternating with Barca Athletic. If Barca Athletic can make it to second division, then they want Marc Guiu to be a Barca Athletic player so he can continue growing, to go from under-19 to third division to second division. It's a good progression for him. If Barca Athletic do not get promoted, then Barcelona would consider loaning Marc Guiu, send him out maybe to Sevilla on loan or to another first division team so he can continue growing and developing somewhere else, because they know most likely on the first team he's not going to be getting minutes. And given that he's 18 years old, he's in that critical stage of his career, they don't want to just have him sit on the bench all season. They prefer to loan him out, have him get more minutes, grow, develop, and then come back much stronger. All right, let's get back to the comment section, and then we will talk about another academy player. Well, technically reserve team player, Mika Faye. All right, let's see. Klaus says, I hope Mbappe uses his Donatello mask in the next game. That'd be hilarious, by the way. I know they gave him that mask that has the French flag. They should just do... Wait, what color is Donatello's? I don't remember because there's been a long time since I've seen... all right, Donatello turtle. Oh, it's the purple one. They should definitely paint the mask just all purple instead of the French flag. Let's see. Why Vinny says, once any coach becomes successful, they all leave. Why? It's a personal thing, You win everything there is to win. You're like, all right, that's it, I'm bored. So they want to go and find a new challenge, right? Because that's the thing about winners, people with a winning mentality. They always want to win. They always want challenges. They always want obstacles to conquer. And once you've conquered everything there is to conquer with a team, you get bored. You're like, all right, now what? Like, win another Champions? Yeah, I already did that. So they're always looking for a new challenge, and they like to go somewhere else where they can, start from scratch, overcome obstacles, face challenges. And that way, the victory is just that much sweeter once you do achieve what you're looking to achieve. And SA says, who's the striker behind Lewa next season, Roque or Ferran? Roque, most likely, because Barcelona want to offload Ferran, but it's all going to come down to the preseason. Everybody's starting from zero. Everybody's going to have their chance to convince Flick to be their choice. So we'll see, because right now, remember, Roque hasn't proven anything, right? Ferran has proven that he sucks, but Roque hasn't proven anything. So we don't know. Is Roque going to be able to prove to Flick that he's better than Ferran? Is he not? Right? So it's all going to come down to the preseason and what the players can do to convince Flick. And Alex says, Mo, I pray that Barcelona should keep Faye and try he too for next season. I'm guessing you want Flick to try him out. All right. With that comment, let's segue into our last bit of news, which is in regards to Mika Faye, because the Senegalese player could end up staying at the club. Now, we all know what's going on with Mika Faye. His agent is insisting he wants guaranteed first-team spot and minutes. Barcelona cannot promise that because Barcelona have 5 center backs on the first team, and they only need 4. Mika Faye would be the 6th one. So they cannot guarantee that Mika Faye would get minutes next season. So as such, the agent has been pressuring, to leave. And that is when Deco and the agent came to an agreement that if an offer comes in north of 15 million euros, the player would be sold, but a buyback clause would be reserved in the contract because Deco wants Mika Faye to remain in Barcelona, or he wants Barcelona to maintain control over Mika Faye's future, because Mika Faye is Deco's personal bet. It's Deco who discovered him. It's Deco who signed him. It's Deco who wants him on the first team. But of course, he knows that there is no space for him. Now, Porto are offering 15 million euros to sign Mika Faye. What's the problem? Is that they're not willing to include a buyback clause, and that is non-negotiable for Barcelona. If Barcelona sell Mika Faye, they want a buyback clause. End the story. No way around it. But now there is a chance that Mika Faye could stay. Why? Because Flick, since day one, he's been insisting that he wants to at least try out Mika Faye in a preseason before any decisions are made. He first wants to test him out, see if he's capable of being on his team. And if not, then go ahead and sell him. Now, where can Flick use Mika Faye? Because you say, all right, we already have 5 center backs. It looks like Flick wants to try out Faye during the preseason as a left back. Because remember, Hansi Flick is really counting on Balde. He considers all the reports that he has are very positive about Balde. And Flick wants to turn Balde into the next Alphonso Davies, have him play as a wing back, as someone that goes up a lot, pressures aggressively. But that's just one player. Remember, we don't have any alternatives for him. We don't have any subs for him. So Flick really wants to try out Mika Faye as a left back during the preseason. And if Mika Faye convinces Flick to be his left back, then now his agent will no longer be pushing for an exit, because now Mika Faye will have a guaranteed spot on the first team as a left back, not as a center back where it's overcrowded, but as a left back where we only have right now just one player. So if the agent ends up being patient, if the player ends up being patient and they are willing to go through the preseason, and then the player is able to convince Flick to play as a left back, then he could stay. If the agent continues his shenanigans, well, there's the door. All right, let's get back to the comment section. And we do have 2 more donations. Anthony, who says, Frimpong, Nico, Xabi, Merino, Faye over Rafinha, Ferran, Eric, Inigo. All right, Rafinha, I've always said it. Barcelona should have never signed him to begin with. The problem is he doesn't want to leave. Ferran, I don't even think I have to discuss this because we all seen Ferran's level. He's obviously should leave. Eric, the problem is he doesn't. Eric, he's on his way to Girona. I think there's no doubt that Barcelona will send him back to Girona, whether it be on loan with an obligation to buy or a permanent transfer. But Eric will most likely go to Girona. And Inigo, I wouldn't sell Inigo, honestly. He gives us something that no other center back gives us. I wouldn't. As far as Frimpong, if Barcelona can sign him, great. If not, I don't think it's a big deal because we have that position covered. We have Koundé, we have Hector Fort. We'll see what Julian Araujo can do. Of course, Julian Araujo is nowhere near the level of Frimpong or Cancelo. But I think Hector Fort could be. And I know he's still pretty young, but he could be. Koundé, I think, is doing a wonderful job in that position. So I think Frimpong would be more of a luxury than a necessity. Nico Williams, I think we definitely need him on the left wing. We don't have anyone there. And with him and Lamine on the wings, I think that just opens up a whole new can of possibilities as far as attack, as far as creating chances, danger. Merino, I do like the option of Merino. Mika Faye, again, we don't know anything about him. Most people who are like, Mika Faye, have never even seen a Barca Athletic match. So until Mika Faye can actually prove himself on the first team, I'm not going to put my hand on a fire for him. Is he talented? Yes. Does he have potential? Absolutely. But to blindly just say Mika Faye when we haven't even seen what he can do in the first division, that's a different story. And the other donation, Young Braveheart says, what's up, Mo? Thanks for everything. No, thank you, my friend, for your donations, for always supporting the channel, watching the videos, and for all your comments. And let's do more comments. Shamar says, hey, Mo, would you like for Guiu to stay? I would prefer he leaves on loan because I feel like Marc Guiu has potential, but I feel like he's not there yet. He's not there yet where he can become, an important player on the first team. But he could be. He could be, right? So I think a better way is to loan out Guiu. Send him out on loan one season to a first division team, Sevilla, whatever. Have him keep growing, have him keep developing, accumulate more minutes, and then bring him back and see, right? Because I don't think he's ready yet for the first team. And I would hate for him to just stay on the bench because he's not ready yet. And he's never going to be ready yet if he stays on the bench. So might as well send him out, get some minutes, and get him ready. Trick Shot Crowd says Canada straight up blew every single chance. Yeah, and their defense was like, oh my God, their defense was like butter, made out of butter. You could just walk through their defense, not even run through it. You can't even crawl through their defense. Next says Mika Faye has to stay and be promoted to the first team for OJT at left back, and left center back. LCB, then test it for those long range free kicks. Thoughts? I just gave you my thoughts. If he's willing to stay and prove himself in a preseason, he's more than welcome. So if he wants to demand the first team spot before even the preseason has started, and there's the door. It's FC Barcelona. You don't get to demand anything. KFC says FDJ and Faye need to go. We need the money for more refined and well-established player. I'm okay with selling Frankie. With Faye, like I said, if he insists on leaving, then yeah, absolutely sell him. But if not, I think sending Mika Faye on loan for a season so he can grow and develop and then bring him back, I think that'd be a better plan. But the problem is, again, it's his agent. If his agent wasn't insisting and demanding things, I would say send Faye on loan, have him get first division minutes at another team, and then bring him back, and I'm sure he will be ready for the first team. But the fact that he's not willing to be patient and he's not willing to go through the plan that the club have set up for him, and there's not much we could do. All right, let's see. Charcute says, if we did not sign Nico, Desiree Duo is better than Bakayoko. I don't know if the Bakayoko news is true. And I said this in yesterday's video. Because Bakayoko is a right winger. He's always played on the right wing. Yes, he's a left-footed right wing, but he's always played on the right wing. So I don't see why Barcelona would consider a right winger for the left wing position and a right winger who's never played in a left wing position and a right winger that would cost north of 45 million. You know, it's not like he's a low-cost option where, okay, yeah, he plays on the right, but since he's a low-cost option, it'd be a temporary solution. We can put him on the left for a season and then sign someone else. No, he would cost 45, 50 million. So he's definitely not a long-term and a short-term solution. It would be a long-term solution. And why would we invest all this money in a long-term solution for a player who doesn't even play in that position? That just doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. Arnold says about Faye, we can use him as left back too, just like Pep is doing with Guardiola at City, so he can give good challenge for Balde. I mean, that's what Flick wants to do. He wants to try him out in that position. But again, I know a lot of people like to always point at other cases. We're talking about players here. We're talking about human beings. Each case is different. You know, people always like, Pep uses Rodri as a pivot. He was a defender. Okay, that's Rodri. It doesn't mean that every defender that you're ever going to try in a pivot position is going to work. It just doesn't work like that, right? So, yes, Guardiola might work as a left back. Doesn't mean Faye would, right? That's just Guardiola. That's his case. But Flick wants to try him out in the left back. Hopefully it works out, you know, because, again, we need a substitute for Alejandro Balde. And if he can be Faye, that'd be amazing. All right, another donation. Trickshot Crowd says, will we ever see you rock a Spain kit on a podcast during the Euros? I'm repping Deutschland every single day right now. Incidentally, my name is Aaron. Feel free to call me by my name. I know I changed my handle a lot. Okay, good. I'll call you Aaron. Yeah, because it's like Trickshot Kool-Aid, Trickshot Crowd, Trickshot Sausage. I can't keep up, my friend. I can't keep up. So I'm going to call you Aaron. I actually don't own any Spain kits. I do own an Argentina kit. When Argentina won the World Cup, immediately I ordered my kit. It took 7 months to get here because I ordered it in December when the World Cup ended, and it didn't come till last summer. It's still in my closet. Still has the tags on it. I've never put it on. It has the 3 stars. It has the badge that says World Cup champions. But I will rock it on Tuesday. Because like I said, on Tuesday, I'm going to go watch Argentina versus Chile. Very, very excited. I've never actually seen Messi play live. I had 2 chances to see him. Both chances he got injured. So I only saw him walking from the tunnel to the bench. Total bullshit. But this is going to be my 3rd time trying to see him. So hopefully he'll stay healthy and he'll play. And I will be rocking my Argentina jersey. And Valerian says, Mo, what about second goalkeeper signing? Stay tuned. That's in the next video. I don't want to get ahead of myself. And Mark says, why do you think Barca loans so rarely work out? I feel like they almost never come back better. I mean, look, all you can do is try out, right? You try. If it works, great. And if not, you know, that means the player wasn't meant to be. Fermin Lopez got sent out on loan and he came back and he's killing it, right? Is it always going to work? No. Just like signings. When you sign a player, you sign him with the hopes that he would work out for you. It's not always going to work out for you. So it happens. Klaus says, agents like him care more about their own pocket and not the player. I agree. 100%. Let's see. What else? Oh, there we go. Naked says, hey, Mo. Oh, wait. I already read this. I know what happened. Is this thing moved on me? I was going to click on someone else, and then it moved. David says, Mo, big fan from Ireland. All right. Love that no-nonsense news and how you don't take any bullshit. Thank you, my friend. Of course you would like that. You're Irish. Irish people don't take any bullshit. So I like that. Thank you, my friend, for your comment. And Zeal says, why are we still keeping Inigo and want to sell Faye? We just need to get things right. I explained why. There's a surplus of center backs. Faye's agent is insistent on leaving. So if they want to leave, they can leave. It's not a club decision. The club want to keep Faye. They have a whole plan for Faye. They believe in Faye. They think he's going to be a spectacular player. They're willing to bet on him. But he doesn't want to be patient. That's his problem, not ours. We've seen what happens with players who are not patient. There's plenty of examples. Abde, Elias Moriba, you name it. The club wanted them to keep them. The club wanted to develop them. They weren't patient enough. They thought they were the hottest shit in the world, and that if they left Barcelona, they were going to be, you know, the next Messi's. Where are they at now? I don't know. So it is what it is. Fibsy says, just watch Fabrizio Romano video. He actually mentioned that Nico Williams has interest from Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Should we be worried? No, because as I reported in a previous video, Nico Williams will only leave Athletic Club de Bilbao to come to Barcelona, and that's it. If Barcelona cannot sign him, he will stay at Athletic Club de Bilbao another season. Now, next summer, we don't know. If next summer he might be interested in other clubs or not, what we know is right now, he's only willing to leave his club to join Barca. If he can't join Barca, he's going to stay at his club for another season. All right, and David says, hey, Mo, watching from Nigeria, first time joining your live video. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you for joining. I hope you can join us more often. And with that, we will end this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the chat, in the comment section now that we're going to end this, what your thoughts are about all the news that I share with you. The Euros, Pere Romeo, Marc Casado, Marc Guiu, Mika Faye. Let me know. I'm very curious to hear your comments. And I will see you in the next video. There is going to be another video, probably in the next hour or two. There's more news. There's always more news. So I will see you in that video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.